It is September 2025, and I already doubled my income of what I made last year. And this is the one thing that has changed everything. So if you want to attract money fast, this is the video for you. The first thing that you need to ask yourself, instead of asking, how do I attract money fast, is can my body even hold the money? This is where we bring manifestation and nervous system regulation into the picture. I see so much manifestation content out there on how to attract money fast, and those techniques might work, but you want to attract money fast, hold it, and also, of course, keep making more. So if this is you, you got to understand that your nervous system plays a huge part of your money manifestation magic. Trust me, once in my business, I made 25,000, which was the absolute limit that I thought I could make. And instead of being excited and happy about the money that I made, my whole body collapsed because my nervous system did not feel safe with receiving and holding this amount of money. Now, I do want you to understand that a lot of manifestation techniques are very focused on visualization, right? So once you feel into your body and you visualize the money coming in and you feel the emotions, you're very likely to attract a way to make that money because your brain does not know what is real and what's not. The moment you close your eyes and you visualize yourself seeing this amount of money on your bank account or attracting this amount of money or, closing more clients, whichever way you want this money to come in, your body doesn't know, your brain doesn't know that this is not a real thing. It's a very powerful technique that you should use when you want to manifest money. So definitely the first step, I don't know why I'm doing this with my little finger, but the first step to attracting a lot of money is visualizing and doing it the right way. The right way is not just visualizing the money, but really feeling into your emotion and feeding these emotions over and over again. One lovely exercise that I do with my clients is I imagine I have a dial in my hands as I'm visualizing the money landing on my bank account or me seeing what I can do with this money. Maybe I'm going on vacation. Maybe I'm inviting my mother to the vacation, whatever that might be. And I imagine this dial in my hand. And then I imagine that this dial is controlling my emotions, which means I think of this beautiful manifestation of mine. So let's say I'm on vacation with my mother and we're having the time of our life and it's a 5-star vacation. And I feel this excitement, this gratitude, and I imagine I'm having this dial and then I tune the emotions up even higher. I turn them up even higher. I imagine these emotions filling my entire body. And I do this over and over and over again until I feel these emotions just like vibrating throughout my entire body. The moment you do this, you are signaling to your nervous system, hey, listen, this is possible. This can be safe. But it shouldn't stop right there because I want you to understand that the moment you work with your emotions, you are also working with your nervous system. So visualization is the first step. But the second thing that you should do in order for you to manifest more money is to then bring your nervous system into the picture. And the way that you do this is you ask yourself right now, what is my relationship with money? But not just, oh, I love or hate money, or I'm excited or I'm scared. I want you to understand this from a nervous system standpoint, because the moment that you get this, your life is going to change. There are 2 states of your nervous system that you can be in, and I'm gonna simplify it. If we look at the polyvagal theory, we know that there's 3 states pretty much, but 2 states that are not serving you, okay? The first state is the sympathetic state, which is the fight or flight state to be in when it comes to money. And the second state is the dorsal vagal state, which is the free state that you can be in when it comes to money. So when you are in a sympathetic state with money, you tend to be very anxious, you tend to overwork, you feel like you constantly have to do and push, and you never have an end of your to-do list, and you believe that resting is unsafe, so you keep doing more to keep attracting more money, which ultimately puts you into a very dysregulated state, which is the sympathetic state. The second state is the dorsal vagal, which is the immobilized state, the state where you are in a freeze and you're actually can't seem to move and can't seem to take the action that would help you create or attract that money. This dorsal vagal state is also the state of collapse. And it's very interesting because you can find yourself in both states. When I shared my story about how I made the 25,000 and what happened afterwards is I made the 25,000 because I was in a sympathetic state. And then after I made that, my body collapsed and I went into a freeze state. So I would find myself going, there's like, imagine there's a ladder. On the top, we have the ventral vagal, which is the very safe state to be in, the grounded state. Then we have the sympathetic, and then we have the dorsal vagal. So what happened to me is I was in the sympathetic state, which was this constant pushing, grinding, working hard, which made me the 25,000. And then when I made it, my body was like, oh my God, I can't hold this money. This is way too much. And I went into the dorsal, which put me complete into freeze, complete into collapse. I wasn't able to take any action anymore. And when I was taking action, it wasn't aligned. It was very much disconnected from who I was and what I actually wanted to do. In this state, you might also say things to yourself like, oh, I'll never figure it out. Or you might even be procrastinating. As I said, not actually taking the action that would help you make the money that you want to. Now, the third state that I was mentioning, which is the grounded state, is when you are in a ventral vagal. And in a ventral vagal state, this is the state that you want to be in most of the time. And this is the grounded, safe gratitude state where you feel like, I'm good with money. Like I see the bills coming in and I don't feel anxious. I see, that I have to pay or that money is going out or that I'm making money and I feel safe. I feel like I can completely hold myself in anything that is happening around money. Now, let's go a step deeper because the visualization sounds very easy and is easy, and definitely something, if you're not doing it yet, start doing it. I've had incredible results like these in the past. Whenever I would visualize, I would use the Neville Goddard techniques, kind of what I just shared with you. I just put my own twist into it. I would manifest, right? But then the second thing we have to look at is the nervous system state, and to also look at the root at why we are reacting in a certain way when it comes to money, which is even more powerful. The state is important to notice, like, am I sympathetic? Am I dorsal? Am I ventral? Great. But then we got to ask ourselves, well, why do I react like this when it comes to money? Why do I freeze? Or why do I feel like I have to keep going? Why do I feel like I can't rest, for example? Because your body is still carrying old money trauma. And this is where I hear so many people talk about this. Oh, just think positive, or you gotta be high vibe to attract a lot of money. And I don't believe in that. You can be high vibe to attract a lot of money, but what happens afterwards? You might spend it all, you might not be able to hold it, you might collapse like I did. What you want to do instead is you want to heal your money trauma so that just because you exist, you know how to generate and make more money, because now money doesn't have control over you. You have control over money. And that's the most empowering state you can be in. So I really want you to realize that all the experiences you've had in your childhood or later on around money have created energetic imprints in your body. They are living in your body. That's why your body is always responding to you. So I want you to notice, oh, how is my body responding when I'm in a sympathetic state? How is my body responding when I am in a dorsal state, right? Do I feel like when I'm in a sympathetic and I notice it, I feel very anxious and I have a lot of butterflies in my stomach and I feel restless? That is my sympathetic state. When I'm in dorsal, and I'm not as often in dorsal, I'm more in sympathetic. When I'm in dorsal, I notice heaviness, right? It's like I can't really move. Again, I'm not as much anymore in this state. Like I think the last time was really the story that I shared. But whenever I found myself in sympathetic, I go deeper into, okay, what is the story I'm adding here to the situation? Because ultimately, your nervous system reacts in a certain way, your body is responding, you have a certain reaction, you have a physical sensation, and then your brain adds a story to understand the situation, right? So the moment I detach myself from the story, everything starts to make sense, because I'm like, oh, that story from my past, or that story that I need to do deeper healing work on. And the moment I do, it's like I healed the whole thing, right? But it takes a little bit of time. What you also have to understand is that sometimes that story might come up because there's actually deeper stuff that you're not even aware of. A lot of these things are living in our subconscious mind. They're living in our nervous system. They're living in our body. And the best way to become aware of it is to ask ourselves, well, what story am I telling myself? And how is my body responding? What physical sensations am I actually experiencing right now? So let's do a little micro practice. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize your bank account. But this time, I want you to see double the number that you have in your bank account right now. So maybe you have $2,000 in your bank account right now, and you're seeing $4,000 in your bank account right now. Notice, how does your body feel? Do you feel excited? Do you feel, ooh, this is great? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel safe? Or do you feel anxious? Or maybe even numb? Or maybe you're noticing all the stories that are coming up in your mind. The moment this is happening, I want you to take a deep breath, but I want you to exhale very slowly. This is activating your nervous system telling you you're safe. So the longer you breathe out, the better. So you breathe out a long exhale, right? And you can self-soothe yourself. You can give yourself a hug. You can tell yourself, I'm safe. And the moment you do this, you anchor in safety because you want to always use your body when it comes to regulating yourself. And this is how you expand your money window of tolerance. You can visualize, you can notice, how would I feel like? How does my body respond? Just even practicing that awareness will really help you heal your relationship with money. Now, if this is something that sounds interesting to you, I will be doing a 5-day free magnetic money challenge. In this challenge, I will be helping you heal the trauma. I will be helping you look at those subconscious blocks. And I will also be guiding you into really stepping into this fully trusting yourself identity. Because ultimately, I want you to think of it this way. Your childhood traumas or patterns or beliefs that were formed were also formed about you. So you're holding these beliefs within you and they're making you believe certain things about you, the world, what you think you can do, and the way that you're trusting yourself. And there's one thing to heal your money trauma, which is important, but the second thing is also looking at, well, which identity am I showing up with? And is that identity actually attracting more or repelling the money that I want to make? So we're going to look at both of these things. And this is a 5-day challenge for you if you are a female entrepreneur, if you are working on your business, if you already have a business, you want to start a business, you can be highly successful and feel like you're still blocked in the amount of expansion that you can create. So this challenge is really going to help you unblock a lot of the things. We're going to heal the trauma. It's 5 days. It's going to be exciting, expansive, and so transformational. So I highly recommend you join. The link is in the show notes. And the beautiful part about this challenge is that it's not just going to be a lot of information I'm going to slap at you. Like, we will do actual work together. And that's my intention with you. I want you to already have a transformation from this free challenge. So make sure you show up, make sure you sign up. It's going to be both live and recorded. So you're definitely going to have a lot of beautiful opportunities to tap in and do a lot of this work that is going to highly, highly, highly help you. So with that being said, let me know if you like this type of video. Let me know if you're going to join the challenge. Let me know down below. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.